sometimes you can break a person by lying to them, and you might think like, well, yeah, but I didn't mean to do that. Like I meant to do something good. And a lot of times we do that. We think, well, I'm gonna bring about some very positive end, but I'm gonna employ the methods of devils to do it. Because what do gods do? They tell the truth. They love. They create. And why do they tell the truth? Because the truth is the very thing that sets you free. And there's nothing more powerful in the whole universe than the truth. The truth is the only thing that when everything is said and done is going to remain. Every lie, every untruth is going to be revealed because they can't be sustained. And so if you're going to get on the side of something in the universe, maybe get on the side of truth, the one thing that's going to outlast all of us no matter what. It might not show up until after we're gone, but it's going to show up at some point. So maybe get on the side of truth. We'll even hide from it because sometimes the truth reveals things about us that we don't want to be revealed. And that should tell us something. Why would we not want the truth to be revealed about us? Because it makes me feel bad. Well, maybe it should make us feel bad so that we can deal with it, so you can use that guilt or that bad feeling to be better and to be good. And then once you're good and you're better, well, now there's nothing to be afraid of. Well, what if bad people come against me? They will. I promise you. What if you're a bad person? If you're a bad person, bad people will come against you, and good people will come against you. If you're good, you've only got to worry about the bad people. The problem is bad people do bad stuff. Let them compromise themselves. We know at the end that they're going to lose. The bad never wins. I don't know about what about 4.5 billion years of history here has to tell us anything other than that the bad always loses, the good always wins, truth always remains. It's the very fabric of reality itself, and if it's ever a bet between you and reality, I love you guys, I gotta pay you, but I'm going to bet on reality every time. Marty.
What he's trying to say is like humanity is like divided in two, like the good and evil. But I don't think I agree, like at least not all the way, because I do believe that every good person has evil in their heart, like maybe in the form of like intrusive thoughts, and like every bad person has good in their heart, like in the form of guilt maybe. So like there's a gray line where like we all have both good and evil. And there's this like long quote by Alexander Solzhenitsyn. It says, "If only there were evil people somewhere insidiously committing evil deeds, and it were necessary only to separate them from the rest of us and destroy them. But the line dividing good and evil cuts through the heart of every human being, and who is willing to destroy a piece of his own heart?" Meaning like you can't really just be evil or you can't really just be good. Like you can't just cut your heart.
So that's an example of like a comment I'd like to leave in the video. Because it kind of says it all. That says it all. I mean, if only we could cut out those pieces of our hearts, but they become necessary sometimes. Like with regards to like what Frank was talking about here, he points out that we can use guilt as something that motivates us to do better. I wish I didn't have to feel guilty to do better. But sometimes we do have to feel guilty. Well, sorry, I changed my pronouns, I'll be consistent. Sometimes I have to feel guilty in order to do the right thing. Last night I apologized to somebody. I shouldn't say too much, but I will. He's a student here at the school, but he trains at my gym. The last time I talked to him was a week ago tonight when I was outside the gym and he was looking at me, and I looked at him and I asked him, "What the fuck do you need?" And he just kind of goes, nothing. He's a nice guy. I don't know, I just like the way he's looking at me. It was one of those nights. Right? He's kind of a jerk, right? Looking at me that way. I agree with you. And so, it was bad as yesterday, we hadn't said anything to each other since then. And then last night I saw him and he just said, good night, Scanlon. And I was like, man, how is it that this dude who's like, whatever he is, like 16 years old, how is it that this guy just, made me feel absolutely horrible about myself, which I already did feel bad about myself. Not bad enough to apologize before last night, but, bad enough to feel bad about it. And so I apologized to him, and before I could even really, go over the whole apology, he just said, "Bro, don't even worry about it." And I said, "Sometimes, he said, it's what we do." I'm like, no, let me apologize to him. Because right now it's not about you. It's about me feeling better about myself and apologizing. Yeah, but without feeling that guilt, that I would not only would I not apologize, but it also is going to hopefully like shape my behavior in the future. Hopefully.
Stop capping, Scott.
Is that?
You're capping.
No. Yeah.
Oh, also some things, and there might be the quote, I think there can't be a distinction between the two.
One more time?
Sorry, it also was the same thing as him. Like it reminded me of the quote that there can't really be a clear distinction between the two because no human is perfect. We each have a loving side, and we all have a hateful side.
Yeah. And that's the thing that the more I live, the more I start to wonder about what that looks like to be a perfect human. Like, can you be a perfect human without feeling guilty about something, for example? Because if you've never felt guilty about something before, then you're not going to be very gracious when people apologize to you. Like, if you've never struggled with something before, it's difficult to empathize with people who have struggled before. You can't empathize. It's difficult to sympathize with people who are struggling with something. So, like, if you've never been mean to somebody, then when someone's mean to you and then they come and apologize, it's easy for you to just say, hey, stop right there. I don't need your apology because, you should not be mean to people. I've never been mean to a person before. And then you can not forgive them because you've never struggled with that before, so you don't know what it's like to struggle with that. And then when somebody offends you in those ways and they want to apologize to you, by not being forgiving, you're kind of denying them the opportunity to feel better and be better. And so sometimes maybe you have to fall in certain ways just so that you can understand how people are when they are that way. Sometimes it can be too much, like I've talked about. I'm not, I think you all recognize, I'm not a very good disciplinarian. I can discipline myself incredibly well, but I expect inhuman things about myself. I still don't accept the fact that I'm human. People will tell me, you're human. And that's bullshit. I don't accept that. But if you screw up, I totally accept that, man. I understand if people screw up. You're a human. But unless you've kind of messed up in ways that other people are screwing up, you can't understand why they're screwing up in those ways. I have a friend who's like that. He's very hard-nosed. He's very strong. He's got very good willpower. And so he struggles to understand how it is that people can be weak. So unless you have been, it's hard to appreciate or understand it. So, the way I've been relating it the past couple of classes is you've got people who love and create, and refer to those people as gods. That's kind of what it is for God to be God. When we think about God's attributes, it's He's all powerful, so it's the ability to create. He's also all loving, and so every great religion begins with that. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, or in the beginning, God lays the foundations of the universe. No matter what religion it is, it always goes back to God as being a creator. And of course, the person who's always working against God to destroy the creation is the devil. So the world's kind of broken up into these two sections of gods and devils. People who are perpetually trying to build up and create, make something new, add to the world around you. And people who are trying to erase the fact that you ever existed. In other words, everything that you try to build up and create, whatever it is, your family, your reputation, and then there are devils who are trying to make it like you never existed, trying to take away whatever you brought into the world, and they're trying to remove it from the world. And this is why we build things up, because we want to add to the world, because that's how it is that you prove that you were here. I mean, some of you right now, it'd be a shame if you were to die today, and then once your family passed away, there would be no record of you ever having existed, having ever done anything. It almost begs that question about why were you ever here in the first place? And that can mess with you, because eternity is a long time. To exist anonymously in eternity is a long time, man. And that's one of the things that makes the devil so nefarious. They come along, they want to destroy whatever it is that you create. They want to destroy whatever it is that you put your life into, the things that you've loved, and make them as though they never mattered before. And there's reasons for it, of course. And the devil is full of pride. That's why he rebels. People are so full of pride. They're so angry at other people who aren't able to do these things that they want to destroy it. because they can't do it themselves. So the world's broken up in this part. No, of course, nobody is pure God or pure devil except for God and the devil. Most of us have some aspects of this. Some of you have more red devil than you. Some of you have little gods in you. But this is why it is that we respect artists so much, because we recognize that they bring something that never existed and they bring it into the world, versus devils who take things that exist in the world and they try to remove them from the world. Break down, destroy, tear down. So we all have those choices about what we're going to do in life. Are we going to build up? Are we going to create? Or are we going to hate and destroy? And so the problem again is that unless we make conscious decisions to be one of those, we'll probably be half-assed at both. We'll probably be a half-assed God or a half-assed devil. Anybody ever hear of Kitsugi before? I think it's spelled K-I-T. I should have looked it up before I mentioned it, but I think it's spelled K-I-T-S-U-G-I, something like that. It's a Japanese art form where they take things that have been broken. Like if a desk has been broken, they'll repair the desk. Now, most of the time when we repair things, we want to repair it so that you can't tell it was ever broken in the first place. Kitsugi, the art form of Kitsugi, seeks to repair it, but to repair it in a way that you can see where it was broken before. So that you can look at it and go, wow, it's been broken before, but this thing is stronger than it was before it was broken. And they'll do that with like vases that hold water. They'll repair it in such a way that it doesn't leak. But they want you to know it's been repaired, so that you can see the broken parts, but you can see where it's been made stronger in those broken parts. And that might be also something about being an aspect of a God that loves, creates, but also repairs and heals. You know, the devil wants to leave things in shambles. The devils want to leave things in shambles, and the gods are the ones who want to love, create, and when necessary, repair things. It's funny, I didn't think about that until last period. One of my students, John, you guys know John, you know John, he just draws these little things on the board. And then I looked at it and I'm like, huh, I can see where the crack is right there that needs to be repaired. I don't know. So, questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms, critiques?
Talking about like how when things get destroyed, right? You said when necessary, so things shouldn't like, because I feel like we need like two sides to a coin, right? But you said when necessary, like the things always need to be good or always need to be bad, if that makes sense. Like, and I don't want you to say good enough. Like I want an explanation.
God damn. You want to talk to me like that? I'm not sure if I understand the question.
Like, like mankind is only filled with two people in the quote, right? The good and the bad. But when you were talking right now, you said when necessary, like that got destroyed. How do I explain it?
Are you trying to say that like sometimes it just needs to be destroyed?
Yeah, something like that. Like what those said.
I can't think of anything that needs to be destroyed off the top of my head. There's a function in like philosophy called like a double negation. Like for example, if you got truth over here, right, and then a lie, the lie is designed to try to destroy the truth. So the question might be, is it okay to destroy the lie? In that case, yeah, you're destroying the destruction. So you're employing a double negative to bring about the positive. So you have to destroy the lie so that the positive, the truth, can be revealed, or can remain. There are things that do just break, like, like for example, this computer. I'm about to slam it onto the ground. If I slam this thing on the ground, does it have to be broken? No. But if it's here on the edge and I'm not paying attention, I bump into it and I knock it over, well then it's been broken by accident. And sometimes things in life are broken by accident. We didn't mean to break them, we didn't intend to. Now, of course, I'm talking like a pure accident. Sometimes you can break a person by lying to them, and you might think like, well, yeah, but I didn't mean to do that. Like I meant to do something good. And a lot of times we do that. We think, well, I'm gonna bring about some very positive end, but I'm gonna employ the methods of devils to do it. Because what do gods do? They tell the truth. They love. They create. And why do they tell the truth? because the truth is the very thing that sets you free. And there's nothing more powerful in the whole universe than the truth. The truth is the only thing that when everything is said and done is going to remain. Every lie, every untruth is going to be revealed because they can't be sustained. Reality doesn't give a fuck about our opinions. It happens. And so if you're going to get on the side of something in the universe, maybe get on the side of truth, the one thing that's going to outlast all of us no matter what. And it's going to show up long after we're gone. It might not show up until after we're gone, but it's going to show up at some point. So maybe get on the side of truth. But we'll act like truth doesn't matter. And we'll even hide from it because sometimes the truth reveals things about us that we don't want to be revealed. And that should tell us something. Why would we not want the truth to be revealed about us? Because it makes me feel bad. Well, maybe it should make us feel bad so that we can deal with it, so that you can use that guilt or that bad feeling to be better and to be good. And then once you're good and you're better, well, now there's nothing to be afraid of. Well, what if bad people come against me? They will. I promise you. What if you're a bad person? If you're a bad person, bad people will come against you, and good people will come against you. If you're good, you've only got to worry about the bad people. Problem is, bad people do bad stuff. But ultimately, it's them who's doing it at least. Let them compromise themselves. We know at the end that they're going to lose. The bad never wins. I mean, I don't know about what about 4.5 billion years of history here has to tell us anything other than that the bad always loses, the good always wins, truth always remains. It's the very fabric of reality itself, and if it's ever a bet between you and reality, I love you guys, I gotta pay you, but I'm going to bet on reality every time. And so maybe we get on the side of that. And so sometimes destruction has to be destroyed so that this emerges. Because that's what's going to happen. Lies will be revealed. Lies will be destroyed. Untruths will be revealed. Untruths will be destroyed. Bad things will always be destroyed. Good things are just broken. Bad things are destroyed. So my point is that we can't use the methods of devils to try to bring about the ends of gods. And you can't lie, cheat, and steal to try to bring about some good end. Because the end is not going to be good. It's going to be based on a rotten foundation. A rotten foundation can't support a house. How can you build anything on a lie? Because then you always have to hide from it. No matter what it is, you start a relationship on a foundation of lies. It's like, oh, but I did it because I wanted to bring about something good. I wanted to get that person. Well, you got that person, but here's the thing. You didn't get that person. This avatar, this mask got that person. We all wear masks. Yes, some are more beautiful than others, but they all get tiresome after a while. They get uncomfortable. They get itchy. We have to take them off once in a while. And then that's when things get revealed. Because as much as you might hide behind a building to check your mask, there's always someone somewhere, the big nose who knows, and they're going to catch you changing that mask and checking it. And it'll be revealed. Reality is always revealed. And so maybe what you do instead is you just be what you are. And rather than trying to manipulate someone and change the course of a person's life by getting them to fall in love with a thing that's not really you, or go into business with a thing that's not really you, or to go into a friendship with a thing that's not really you, be what you are. It's just hard because we want what we want. It's pride. But that's exactly the sin of the devil, isn't it? And those are the things that will be revealed at some point. And again, even if you think you get away with it, you never really get away with it because you realize that person doesn't love you. The person's not in business with you. The person's not your friend. They're in love with or in business with or friends with the thing that they think that you are, this avatar that you've created, this alter ego. So you're never loved and appreciated and respected for the thing that you actually are. And the tragedy of that is that you could be if you just were, because there's something powerful about reality. Something powerful about truth. If you just be what you are, people are going to respect it. People may not like it, but who's not going to like it? The devils. Do you want their respect and appreciation anyway? Maybe. They do offer some good stuff, but it's not really good. It has the appearance of good. It's a Snickers bar. Tastes great, but also doesn't it also make you what you aren't? And so yeah, sometimes things need to be broken. It's not a terrible thing for things to be broken, as long as they're the right things that are being broken. You know, bondage, lies, Those things should be broken. Promise you, they will be. Just which side are we going to be on? Does that answer your question? Probably 5 minutes ago, but.